Welcome to Put a Word on It, a podcast presented by Men of Valor. In each episode, we're going to talk with a different man, but each one with a unique journey from brokenness to freedom. I'm your host, Rudy Kalis. I spent over 40 years as a TV sportscaster, then retired and joined the Men of Valor program as a volunteer. So join the conversation. Reconciling men to God, their families, and society. Welcome to another edition of Put a Word on It, brought to you by First Bank, and we thank them for their support. I want you to meet a young man who really exemplifies what a number of guys who've tried to go through this program have gone through. He came in, he failed, had to stumble around, relapse, and then came back, and now he's here. He's a freshman again for the second time, but he's changed dramatically from the first young man that came in a while ago. His name is Isaiah Thomas. No, not the old basketball name. His auntie named him after Isaiah out of the Bible. Here's Isaiah. Let me ask you this. How much time did you do?
Well, the first time, I'm on a 12-year sentence at 35%.
For what, if you don't mind, man?
I had an introduction into a penal facility, theft charge, and
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
you spent your time. So how much time did you do?
the first time I did 5 years and 3 months. I got out for 10 months for that short period of time, and I just did 15 months on a technical violation, and now I'm back out.
You're back out.
Yes, sir.
You got out, you came to Men of Valor, but you're one of those interesting stories because there's a lot of guys who get a little taste, but the world draws them back. What happened to you?
You know, I got out after doing all that time, and at first it was a bit of a culture shock, getting rehabilitated into society. And but the guys here helped me do that. When I would go to Walmart, I would be nervous, or, just talking to people in general. So I got out. I was on fire for God, but at some point I got complacent, and it was around the time those stimulus checks started coming out. So I had put like $800 into my savings, and I was just always thinking about it. I was thinking about women, and and I just started going off the ridge. And
we tell guys that a lot. The time I spent over at River Bend, we say when you get out, and while you're in, all of a sudden you, like you said, you found your faith. You put it in God's hands. And I said, man, you got to get it so strong, because when you get out, bam, you'll be hit by that old world. Did you ever think it was going to be hit you that hard, or did it sneak into your life?
Had no idea. It was sneaky, slippery, and quick. Once it got me, it was a downhill spiral from there.
Did you get down on yourself, hate yourself for messing up again, or did you just ride with it?
I just rode it out. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't think about no consequences, or, I just was just back engulfed in it.
What did you do? Did you go to other halfway houses? What other things?
So it's a very unique story. I had built relationships with the guys here, Brian Belzer, AC, Chad Daniels, Darnell, and so everybody's got a different role. Some people you can go and talk to. Some people you may not like, but you love them. You respect them because you know that they truly care for you. So, it's funny, like, they didn't even just put me out. Darnell tried to call people, was like, well, he hasn't done nothing in 3 or 4 days. I did look it up. It can stay in your system such and such long. So, but ultimately, the decision was made that I could go to rehab for 28 days and I could come back. So they still found me another place to go to. Another halfway house drove me there. They didn't neglect me at all. Guys were still calling me, so it was ultimately me, so
By being you, did you have to get right with the man upstairs? I mean, for real this time.
When I got back in prison, when I was at Davidson County, a completely different jail. I'm not from Nashville, so you know, at first I was mad at my officer. I was, man, he tricked me in the office and this and that. Then I started thinking like, man, he gave me chance after chance. Like, so then I was mad at God. Like, why would you do this? Like, I was straightening up towards the end. I had got on a Vivitrol shot. I had started working again, and I just couldn't understand. Like, why would you do this? Why would you put me back here? Why? And then ultimately, it was me. I was mad at myself, ashamed. And I just started thanking him.
You came back here. They allowed you to come back here to Men of Valor.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tommy Mathis came and visited me at Northwest, and Northwest is a pretty rough place, So I was on the compound for a little bit of time, and then I had went to TCOM. I had to get back out. I had to do whatever program. I had to fix myself. I had to work on me. So I went to TCOM, and I was already at Davidson County contacting Darnell. Even when I was locked up, I had got another stimulus check. I wouldn't have had nothing. My mama called him on three-way. I was on the phone, and he took time out his day to send my mama that check way in Memphis. I went to 6 different halfway houses after Men of Valor, and I would almost guarantee that none of them would have done what these people did, what he did for me. So I seen Tommy Mathis in TCOM, and as soon as I walked in the door, I didn't shake his hand. He hugged me. He hugged me, and it touched me and melted my heart. That's my family. It's like my uncle. He's a real family member to me. And even when I got back, it's a lot of new faces. Brian Belzer and AC opened up the Knoxville Men of Valor. But I seen my old housemate, Barry McGee, and I got to hug him. I got one older brother, one other sibling, period. And when I hug Barry, it's the same thing. He's my brother. LJ Horton, he's my brother. The staff here, Tevin, Kurt, they're my family. So,
Forgiveness is a huge thing, isn't it? When you can feel somebody's love for you, that they have forgiven you.
Absolutely.
Can you forgive yourself?
That's where it starts at. Ultimately, whatever you do to people in your life, and I've did a lot of hurt to a lot of people, you can't dwell on how they think or if they forgiven you, because the first step is you gotta forgive yourself. You gotta fall on your knees and get yourself right, and then you can start to mend other relationships. So that's where it starts. I think that's where it starts at, is forgiving yourself.
How do you know it's going to work this time?
It's just a thing that God, I can't explain the connection, but it's unearthly. It's confirmation that I couldn't even give to you, but I know. Like all I can do is just take it one day at a time. It's easy for me to say this, that, the third, but I feel like I kind of gotta. And it's funny you said that, because I feel the drug test is ultimately the last violation. So they passed a law to where you don't even go back to prison for failing drug tests anymore. But that was right after I had caught my tech, so it didn't apply to me. I did 15 months for something you go to jail for 15 days, but God set me down, like he said, Jonah down in the belly of the whale. I was in the belly of the whale, and I got to dwell on that. I got to lose those women that I was just so eager to just reckless and careless about myself and my life, willing to go all out for them. They all left. Nobody was there but my mama, Men of Valor, so uh it's just I ain't trying to be back at Davidson County or going through Bless. So it's time. I'm 31. I don't have no kids. This place will set me up spiritually, give me a spiritual foundation, which I already had that, but they will enhance that, help me get all the crust of the prison. Like prison's not a place of rehabilitation nor a place of correction. It's up to each individual to take those programs, wake up every morning, not fall in suit with the prison politics, So uh, it's a choice, it's a choice, and I want something different. My way don't work. I'm 31, been to prison 3 times. My way don't work, So I just want to. God sent these people here. God gave Carl a vision. It's blossom. It's in Knoxville. It's here. The love is just so genuine and just, I can just breathe this time. I'm not anxious to get out. I don't want to buy no clothes and shoes, like they got financial people coming, teaching you about how to budget money, and you need an emergency account. Just so many gems. I'm 31 with no skill set really. I don't have any degrees. I highest education GED. So.
Well, listen, the name of the program is Put a Word on It. You've had a lot of time to think about it. What kind of a word would you give me?
Well, I'm gonna put 2 words on it, but my favorite story in the Bible is Lazarus. And Jesus told Lazarus, he said, "Lazarus, arise." So Mary and her sister Martha, they were so sad, and they told him, they said, "If you would have been here, my brother would have lived," And Jesus wept. You feel me? Sometimes I feel like Lazarus in that tomb when he told the people to remove the tomb. I was in the tomb. When you at that bottom, somebody might be behind 4 walls, locked down or wherever. You might be at that rock bottom behind that tomb. And I feel like if you go to Jesus, he can bring you up. So
what's the word?
Lazarus, arise.
Lazarus, arise.
For sure.
That's unique, but I like it.
Thank you.
Puts a smile on your face, my
For
friend.
sure. On my heart. Yeah.
Does indeed. That's an interesting choice, isn't it? Lazarus, arise, that he said. But when you think about it, and when you read it in the Bible, Jesus didn't just whisper it. In faith, he said, Lazarus, arise. He put heart and soul and faith into it, and that's what this young man has done, because he has arisen for the second time here at Men of Valor, because this program never let him fall and let him stay down. Picked him up and brought him back, and this time, in my heart, I believe he'll succeed. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us on Put a Word on It. Join us again next time.